Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I have done so far. This is part 2, so if you guys haven't seen the first part, I suggest you go ahead and watch it just so you can see how I actually made the box up until this point. So we'll go ahead and show you guys. I already got all the inside done, all the layers. Like I said, it's about 5 or 6 layers. And then the wooden pieces, I said I was going to put 3 of them. I ended up going with only 2, which is more than enough. If you put 3 in there, I mean, it's going to be harder to put all the fiberglass on it, because then it starts to kind of bubble up a little bit. So 2 is more than enough. And then the bottom piece, actually, what I ended up doing, instead of cutting it and then trying to line it up with the box, what I went ahead and did is I lined up the box as best as I could with the bottom piece, and then I actually had to put some weights on both sides here to push it down enough to have this bottom part touch this piece, because since the ends, you can see here, they kind of go down. It's not 100% flat, so that kind of helped out. So what I ended up doing is, inside I got some fiberglass and started going all around the edges to pretty much piece them both together. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is trim up all of this around, clean it up, and then I'm gonna have to go over all the spots like this where the fiberglass didn't get coated, and then I kind of messed up right there, so I'll go ahead and go over it with some Fiberglass Bondo, which you can also pick up at Home Depot. And then once that's finished and dried up, I'll go ahead and test it out, make sure that it works, there's no leaks or anything like that, and then once that is ready to go, we'll move on to some primer and bed liner spray. Again, bought these at Home Depot. Pretty much all the supplies that I bought for this project I got at Home Depot. So yeah, at that point we'll be pretty much ready to put into the Can-Am, and then we'll do a sound comparison between this one and then the one that my cousin currently has in his, and that'll be it. So the box is finally done. The only thing is that it took me a little longer than it should have, because as you guys can see right here, I actually had to cut the box. I used the Dremel, and the reason for it was because I messed up the measurement. It was supposed to be 5.5 inches, so it was like this, and I extended it about 1 inch. It might be a little more actually. This is now 6 inches in height. It was supposed to be 5.5, but I messed up the measurement, so I had to go ahead and fix that. So yeah, you're gonna want 12 by 12 by 6. Pretty much the size of the box, the cardboard box. Because this overall, I think even the width is slightly smaller than the one I made for mine. And I think it is also for compared to my cousin's as well. So that's why I ended up just making it 6 inches. So yeah, an extra step that I didn't have to do. I went ahead and just hit the inside too with some Fiberglass Bondo all the way around. All the holes are already pre-drilled, so I already tested it out before I cut it actually. Sounds good, but it just doesn't bump as hard as it should. So I had to just go ahead and make that fix. But yeah, it's pretty much done. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it with some coating, some bed liner. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this stuff here that I picked up at Lowe's, Herculiner, which should give it a much better texture compared to mine. And then pretty much like this, just sand it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as the whole surface is scuffed up for it to stick on. It'll be fine. So yeah, I decided to go with that stuff instead of this, like I mentioned earlier in the video, because this is just an extra step, having to put this on it, having that dry, and then putting that. Plus, you know, you'll have to actually make all of this perfect, nice and smooth. It's too much work for, you know, a box that you're not really gonna see. But other than that, I mean, this stuff doesn't really look that great, honestly. It just looks like a textured spray paint more than anything. So with this stuff, it should end up coming out better, you know, give off more texture, and then you shouldn't be able to see any little imperfections on the box like you see now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that. It's gonna be 2 coats, and then I'll show you the end result, and that'll be pretty much it. Alright, so the box is finally done, but it did not come out the way I wanted it to. So let me just show you guys in the sun. The finish on it is not what I expected, honestly. It's not as textured as I thought it would come out. You can see. I mean, I didn't roll it on there like you typically would in the bed liner. I mean, I brushed it on, I dabbed it on with a brush. But I mean, either way, I don't think that really matters, because you guys take a look at the videos on how to do truck bed liners. They brush it on there on parts that you can't get to with the roller, and it looks exactly the same as when you roll it on. But for some reason, this doesn't really come out how I expected it to. But I mean, still looks better than the other spray-on bed liner. So I mean, again, 2 coats and you're good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it took a little longer, or at least for me, since I had to cut it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just I'll put 2 comparison videos up between this one and then my cousin's wooden box, and that's pretty much it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you catch you guys in the next one. Peace.